Hi, my name's Terrence. I live in Santa Clara, California, and I purchased this house a few years back, and I've been looking at doing a renovation to add an extension to the house. So the project basically looked at adding approximately 500 square feet extension. So a primary bedroom, primary bath, a water closet, walk-in primary walk-in closet, as well as a hallway with a linen closet and a laundry room. And so Ray and his team helped do all the planning around this. We also looked at expanding the patio door to add a large 4-slider opening. And so they also helped with that planning as well and construction. Yeah, so the communication with the team is great. They use WhatsApp. It was my first time, working on a project using a sort of a text message platform like WhatsApp, but it actually works great with the team. Everyone's on the same page. It's very open communication. They sort of allow you the flexibility to get as involved as you'd like, which is great, or step back. And so I really appreciated that there was a group message, and every day, every day there would be updates on the project, so I knew what was happening, and I'd be in contact with the engineer, the electrician, the construction foreman. So it worked out all really great. There was a few hiccups with the permitting. Some of the site surveying was off by a bit, and so the full extension had to be sort of cut back a bit. But the great thing with Done Right is they were able to accommodate other changes on the fly, and so at the end it worked out great. There was a shift in the wall, and then they allowed us to then create a larger opening to sort of account for that lost square footage. So I really appreciate the team's accommodating these changes during the project. I did engage for the initial design, so laying out the floor plan. I thought this actually worked really well. I know different models, people use other architects to come up with the design and then transfer it. But in this case, everything was done in-house, and I'd have to say it worked out really great because all the feedback I could rely on being carried onto the project. So it was a really tight feedback loop with Ramin and his team iterating through the drawings. So overall, it was a great experience, and I would highly recommend it. So the overall contract scope of work, it was good. I appreciated that the office was quite open when we initially drafted the scope of work. They were open to just my feedback and revision, and we went through several iterations before finalizing the scope of work. So that went all quite well. And then, as I mentioned, there was an issue that was caught during the site surveying in terms of the distance of the window, which resulted in a reduction in square footage. Again, I think on this one, the team was really good at being proactive and modifying the drawings accordingly. And one thing that I really appreciate is their willingness to sort of trade off. Because of the reduction in square footage, we're able to add an opening for the patio door in lieu. And so this was great. It kind of demonstrated their flexibility there as well. So I'd say overall, it was good transparency the way it was documented in terms of the different design phases and the key toll gates for the project. And so yeah, I think it was good that it was laid out the way it was. Crew on site are great. There were 2 crews that came on site. The first one I would say was involved in the first phase of the project, primarily the initial foundation and framing, and then there was a second crew that came on that was involved in sort of the second phase of the project. Both crews were extremely hardworking, which I really appreciate. They were punctual, they're hardworking. Oftentimes I would swing by site to just take a look, and every time I came back, I swung on by, they were very open and willing to show me what they were working on. And so it was great as well. If I had little points of feedback, they would take it in. They'd also give me feedback, if there were issues. I do need to compliment Johan and his team. Johan, he's the main construction foreman. He's been great as well. Super, responsive and flexible, and just always giving you feedback. Anytime I wanted to meet him on site, he would make time out of his busy schedule to discuss topics with me. So it was a great process that really makes you feel like you're involved in the process. And like I said, you can be as involved as you want, or you can step back and they will take care of it. So I really like that flexibility and the fact that they were open to feedback. Overall, any home renovation project can be challenging, but it was great to see the final work, and really I think the dedication of Done Right to meeting the client's vision, I can't speak of this enough. They work really hard to make it happen. It has been a long process. It's been challenging up and down, but at the end, when you see the final vision and everything coming together, it's a great experience, and it was a great sort of opportunity to sort of express yourself creatively and have some help you along the way. So I think overall the team was really again open to my feedback. So there are certain instances where we wanted to put plastic up to ensure that we could control dust, and so they were accommodating of that. So we had to section off the existing part of the house with the new. And then in terms of like protecting all the surfaces, like the new windows and stuff, the team was good about laying that protective coverings before work proceeded. So overall, I'd say again here they were very open to feedback and willing to accommodate.